Welcome back into another video of Roscoe videos. This is the Roscoe video 104, and which is absolutely we're gonna be doing for some more commuter rails like this one. And turns out the chat filter has been updated, and since for very literally right now, because of the chat filters has gone literally updated for so much. And most likely we're gonna be using for some kind of new steam locomotives, new British steam locomotives, and some kind of there were new diesel locomotives everywhere. I cannot able to find something kind of some new EMDF7. The FP7s were absolutely used for the Spanish Co. And most likely we're gonna be using the most powerful diesel locomotive ever. And we pretty know how much we're gonna be using for Seaboard, as particularly requires for our second channel. I cannot believe it. This is something what is going on. If this is absolutely more bigger than the F7s or other kinds of locomotives such as diesel or some kind of a lot of stuff, what is going on out here? So I'm gonna be spawning a Polish coach right there, a double-deckered Polish coach in the mount for here. So starting this big, which is absolutely pretty intensely so bigger, then we most likely is gotta be absolutely so big whenever it does. It does pretty look big, and it's collidable for some kind of other kinds of stuff. But make sure I'm gonna be taking around for this various collide for so much. And we're gonna be connecting to these two together, and which is pretty sound loud, and because of this only one stuff that I need to turn off the music. I'm sorry for this is some kind of a various mistake. And the cars have just gotta be stuck out here. Unfortunately, if this train doesn't gotta be rolling, I think we need some more powerful locomotives as well. So we need some powerful locomotives as the weirdest train of this life. So I'm gonna be connecting here and roll this train all along. I cannot believe it. These trains are just not collidable, I guess, and unable to move. But I'm pretty sorry that we're gonna be deleting array for just a little bit for just gonna be going on. So, and because of the UI updates that we're gonna be using for just a little bit, and I'm not pretty sure that we're gonna be using for the BNR for Baltimore National Railways, and because we're gonna be testing out with one locomotive with the Eastern Seaboard, and how many horsepower is this train. So we're gonna be finding out. And who's this is absolutely going to be using for this only one thing. So absolutely using the train number 6900, and how many horsepower will be such as 12,000 horsepower will be absolutely to use like this one. So if this is absolutely going to be using for 13,000 horsepower, and we're going to be ready, as the train is absolutely for a fuel top speed of 15. And I'm pretty sorry, this is absolutely extremely slower than the Baltimore National Railways. As you can see, this Polish coach car and the double-decker is absolutely pretty moving as all the way for just a little bit as one. So maybe I should able to discard for this decouple as the train. So when this train is absolutely going to be keeping on cells moving, so let's going to be adding some more rolling stock, and we're going to be keep on cells for moving. We never guessed. This is absolutely going to be pretty big and pretty tough though. So as we look inside of these big trains or something, this is going to be a bigger commuter rail service. It's going to be pretty gone too far, as this diesel locomotive is going to be pretty moving so much. Unfortunately, the passenger coaches are being so stuck. It looks like we need to some kind of a few more trains required, because we cannot able to do, because this is something extremely heavy is gonna be going on. We maximize the horsepower of the train, which is accidentally gonna be going on forward. So I'm pretty sure that this is absolutely gonna be not working at all. So I suggest I'm gonna be deleting this train and all of this once, because this is absolutely all you have to do is maximize the horsepower of the train. And literally, it will move every kinds of passengers in the rolling stock. And because this sudden wasn't absolutely try not to do so as anyways, as the bigger trains and bigger and is better, some kind of just a little bit for one for kinds of counts for whatsoever, and because this is only one Petrosopy. And just trust me, this train is absolutely pretty extremely strong, that we just eventually set it into maximize the horsepower of 80,000, which is completely gonna be taken around for this very much. As it looks like the train does... Oh my gosh, the train is absolutely extremely slow, but there we go. If this train wasn't absolutely pretty strong, I think we need some more power, as most likely more of these trains must be prevailed for some more. We look like they're gonna be doing for this day, and despite these trains won't be gonna be necessary, we're gonna be spawning some more locomotives, and literally this is very big and does not match to their locomotives at all. And because all of this only once, that wasn't gonna be pretty quite as too much and extremely heavy. And because we're gonna be spawning another locomotive as gonna be very back at this moment. So as we're gonna be putting on the DCC controller, this is not a CC205. This is absolutely, as you can see in round 4 in the pilot controls or the plot controls, we'll be seeing how this yet 6901, which is absolutely insanely big. As to do like this, we're gonna be using the UP EMD DDA40X, which is the most biggest and the strongest engine that I never seen about for this moment. So the biggest diesel engine will be the Union Pacific DDA40X, which is absolutely pretty quietly the biggest diesel engine in the world. I'm gonna be using for the 6900, as we're using it about for this time, and absolutely this is gonna be taken for very much as big, and we'll be setting around for this locomotive, and will be another one will be absolutely for an 80,000 horsepower, so which is quietly big, as we're gonna be usually that we're pushing on to this, otherwise for this pushing a little bit forward as well, and because we're gonna be setting around for this time either, and it looks like we're gonna be using about to set around for this 9 AM or something. It's gonna be started in 10 AM. This is what absolutely causing for just a little bit big. So I'm not gonna be starting out the cycle time as anyways. So how many trains is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is gonna be coming up for up next. And how many enough trains will be extremely big? And most likely this is gonna be too much, as literally as possible. And the last one will be gonna be insanely big. 3 trains can be required off the coast. And because looks like I'm gonna be turning on some train collisions on. So if this is absolutely pretty quite moving, and looks like the train is managed to move, but this has got to be too much. I don't think we need some more of these locomotives, as this is pretty big. Unfortunately, more locomotives is going to be required off. And a lot of these locomotives, I cannot believe this locomotives, all of these some kind of bigger locomotives doesn't gonna be meaning to be fast. I think this doesn't handle to make things a little bit more bigger. I suggest I just decouple for a couple of more locomotives as well. So as you can see for this easier. So some kinds of these coaches were unable to fit around here. And because it looks like a locomotive is bigger is better, that we're going to be using for an EMD-FD7 for just a very much time, as I came for just a little bit of Karas and some kind of bigger locomotives as well. I need such as going to be bigger thing, such as many more strongest horsepower as even to do so. So I suggest I'm going to be using the -8 locomotive, and we're pretty sure this is some kind of just a little bit big. So we're going to be pushing out for our first locomotive. Or second locomotive will be going to be currently in touch for this one, and most likely this is some kind of a huge mistake. So maybe this is absolutely taking for over 20 minutes at this period video time. So I cannot believe it. This is some kind of a huge major mistake. And about for this, we're gonna be holding on to some kind of a most likely DD locomotives as well. So we're gonna be pushing onto these trains, and we're gonna be making onto this powerful, like some more trains can be absolutely extremely powerful, and we will be setting onto these locomotives as well. So 3,500 horsepower will be set it up to 80,000 horsepower that I just set around for here. For just gonna be heading on to for a very large amount of horsepower, and most likely this is absolutely pretty crazy, right? And which is absolutely gonna be taken for a gone too fun along. As you can see, the train moves in differently gonna be assessed for just a very, this is absolutely gonna be pretty possessed. As looks like the train's power was absolutely pretty insanely big. As you can see for some kind of this one, that hits for very much hurting times, because that wasn't gonna be fit in a long time, because these coaches are extremely heavy, and because that wasn't suitable to America for as well, and that wasn't gonna be pretty some kind of this only one thing. This is the some kind of, I really don't know it was, but absolutely for the MCI some kind of Union Pacific trains, which is we're gonna be connecting throughout for these some kind of for the NSW trains. This is some kind of just a largest amount of trains that should connect together, but hit with some kind of just a little bit long time. That doesn't fit for a very long time, and it's gotta hurt for very much. So all you have to do, I'm not gonna be doing for simulation modes, but I'm pretty sorry, this is absolutely gonna be extremely heavy so much. Once everything is ready, let's gotta be moved to go, and we officially turn on the headlights on, and let's say all aboard, shall we? Yeah, we're gonna be moving for just literally for a pushing around for this further, and the acceleration does absolutely move pretty quite slow, but the most powerful like these things is absolutely pretty such as gonna be one thing, and because I don't think the Polish commuter coaches doesn't absolutely gonna be taken around for this. It's just a little bit hit for just only one thing. As you can see, this that collapse of building and causing this, that wasn't suitable to America for just a little bit once. As before, we're gonna be moving on to this end. These locomotives moving a specialized local furniture for just a little bit for going 1 year. There's absolutely, there must be no caboose for this one. And because of this only one thing, doesn't mean this is absolutely going to be necessary at always. And this is the inbound locomotives with 4 of these locomotives as well. And this is going to be taken for a very much long time, and the train has got to be stuck. That wasn't going to be grateful as well. That was such as a very awful thing. So I'm just going to be switching up into some kind of locomotives as well. And because of this big things is 10 loco features as well, we're going to be reducing most of these all. And I'm pretty sorry, this is absolutely not inhabitable for just a very long time. That wasn't going to be very too much as well. I think that must be the emergency call. That unfortunately, these are absolutely so much in an extreme worse. And because there's all of the sudden, we just absolutely spawned for a DR coach, which is the double decker for the Polish coach as well. Unfortunately, we're gonna be something like extremely powerful as well. And because the BDHPUMN DR was absolutely some kind of extremely heavy, because somebody just absolutely fixed this and reduced the weight production as well. So let's just say reduce the weights, as because of this impossible like they say as well. And that wasn't going to be taken for a very much long time. And because the emergency is on our way, and because all of these combined into extreme levels of heaviness, and that is how I cannot do this for this one. You can't do this with some kind of a biggest diesel, some kind of a biggest commuter rails or something like else. But we cannot do this for the service and running to some kind of a bigger stress as well. We make sure the 6 trains is always allowed, and we're started to move for a very first time. But we never figure it out. This is some kind of a exclusive joke for this today. As we're gonna be moving for a little bit slow, unfortunately, we're gonna be reduced to small amount of cars. And I guess this is gonna be a little bit moving for this very too much. I don't really think this is some kind of just reducement. That's gonna be cut off for just a little bit one for this one. I don't think the coach is never able to move because straight lines is absolutely only. Unfortunately, we cannot able to move like this one. So we're gonna be pretty to stop the train, and we cannot do. This is why we do not use for service as this one, because of the DR codes is not used for service, and because of this only one reason that was the case. This is pretty intensely nonsense about it. Is according to the rolling stock. And unfortunately, where are the other commuter like these ones? Some more commuter trains could not able to be coming up for this week, or sometimes that wasn't gonna be very much as well. So we're gonna be using for a Californian commuter rail service as to take about for very much as well, but only diesel locomotives as to do like this ones as well. I'm probably sure that we're gonna be moving, but only one coach at a time. And most likely it's about to start to move, because I'll be leaving with all of these 9 coaches at this one, because unfortunately some kinds of coaches doesn't mean that we're going to be doing for this understanding. So thanks for watching it about for this video, because this is absolutely great, insanely and intimidating out of these worst stuff as always possible. That wasn't gonna be pretty good enough as well. So if you enjoyed for this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. If you cannot able to operate it with some kind of a one coach, which is probably extremely bad on about for this one. So thanks for watching. This is gonna be for using it about for powerful diesel locomotives pulling out with the BR or DR coaches. That was absolutely pretty mad as well. So, which will be Jibber Concept signing off. I'm gonna be seeing the line down here. This isn't absolutely pretty good at about for this. Maybe I should gonna be riding the locomotive as we're gonna be using it about for these stuff. So, if this is absolutely gonna be going on, that wasn't gonna be pretty quite great. And I forgot to set about for these time, and I forgot to start up the cycle time, and I'm probably not sure that we're starting up the cycle time. So I cannot able to start it to get bad at English, so it won't be gonna be possible to do like this one. It takes more than 15 minutes. But this is absolutely to take around for this necessary and nothing at all. So the emergency cars has arrived, but unfortunately we will end with this video right now.